My name is Jennifer, and I am a second mate with Military Sealift Command. I hold a second mate unlimited tonnage license from the United States Coast Guard. I am currently assigned to the USNS Patuxent, and I am currently assigned as the cargo officer. My merchant mariner license is basically like a driver's license that most people get in every country, but it allows me to operate the ship as a navigator. There are two other positions higher than me. That would be the captain, who is overall in charge of the ship, and the chief mate. Right now we are on the bridge of the ship. This is where we drive the ship. This is where the captain takes us in and out of port. He sits in this chair over here. This is the captain's chair, and it says CO for commanding officer. If you're not a captain, you're not allowed to sit in that chair. There's a wheel here. Turn the wheel to the left to go left. Turn the wheel to the right to go right. We've got our radars to track our other ships out there to make sure we don't hit anybody. As you can see, there's windows all over the bridge, so we have a pretty good view of everything. We'll normally have a chart of the area we're working in. Basically, a chart is a map of the water, and this is where the navigator will plot our positions and figure out where we are on the chart. And we'll make sure we aren't going to run into any land or shallow spots. Distress system here, if the ship does get into some trouble, we'll hit the red buttons on here and it sends out a distress call to the Coast Guard, and then they'll come find us. Now, in the worst case scenario, if we did have to abandon ship, we have 4 lifeboats on board, 2 on the port side, 2 on the starboard side. This is what the top of our lifeboats look like. You see they are enclosed, so we would have good shelter even in rough weather. They're self-righting, but that would be a last resort, because as long as this ship is floating, it's much better to be on a big ship than to be in smaller boats out in the middle of the ocean. Basically, a ship works like a small country or small city. When we're underway out in the middle of the ocean, we got to make our own power, take care of our own sewage plant, create our own electricity, and we're also our own firefighters. If there was a fire on board the ship, everybody on the ship would put our firefighting equipment on, and we would have to, we can't call 911 or the fire department to come put it out for us. We have to put it out ourselves, so we go through extra training, emergency training, and learn how to do that. I am on the bow of the USNS Patuxent right now. So it is owned by the Navy, but it is operated by civilians. So we work with the French Navy, we work with the British Navy, I've worked with the Canadian Navy, worked with a bunch of different navies from other countries other than the United States. The bow is the front of the ship. The stern is the back of the ship. Up here on the bow is basically where my anchors are. See the chain? Goes down this hose pipe. Think of us as like a 7-Eleven or a gas station. Mostly my cargo is fuel, but I can also send pallets of soda, ice cream, food, other food, toilet paper to our customer ships via our cargo stations. And I carry 2 kinds of fuel. I carry DFM, which is diesel fuel marine, which is for the customer ship's engines to burn, just like your car or maybe your parents' truck runs diesel. Some cars run diesel, but mostly gasoline. I also carry JP5, which is a jet fuel on board for the naval ships to use to refuel their aircraft, such as the helicopters and fighter jets that some of the aircraft carriers have. So I have 2 kinds of fuel, DFM, which is for customer ships' engines, and I carry JP5 so they can refuel their aircraft. When a ship comes alongside, this is unwrap station number 1 here, and you see the hose that's connected to all these wires. That hose gets stretched between my ship and our customer ship. And when the customer ship is ready, they give me a signal. They talk to me on a radio as well and ask us to start pumping fuel. And so we will start pumping fuel between the 2 ships through those hoses. And I have 5 fuel stations on board. I've got 2 on the starboard side, which if you're facing the bow is the right-hand side. And I have 3 fuel stations on the port side, which is the left-hand side if you are facing the bow or the front of the ship. Alright, this is Cargo station number 3. This is where I can do solid cargo. We are in port, so I currently have my cargo boom swung over the pier so I can lift pallets on and off. These white boxes here that you see are my reefer boxes. This is where I told you I could give food to the other ships if I get anything cold. Solid cargo. There is one other method to transfer solid cargo to another ship. That would be called vert rep, or vertical replenishment. That uses helicopters. You put those same pallets of cargo I was talking about inside cargo nets, set them out on the flight deck, which is where I am. We have a flight deck. We don't keep a helicopter on board, but a lot of our Navy ships do. And that helicopter will come fly over the deck, get really low. There's a person standing out by the pallet with a pole that is connected to the cargo, and then when the helo's overhead, they'll connect that pole to a hook on the bottom of the helo, and the helicopter will lift it up, fly it over to the deck of the other ship, lower it down, and release the hook, and the cargo is now on their deck. So there's 2 methods for me to get solid cargo to another ship. I can do it con rep, or connected replenishment, with my cargo station that I was showing you earlier, or back here on the flight deck utilizing the Navy's helicopters. Okay, I'm getting ready to go down to the engine room. I'm going to get you a shot of our 2 engines that we have on board, which drive the ship. Those engines are connected to a shaft, which is connected to our propellers. That's what creates the propulsion and allows us to move through the water. It's loud down there. We have generators going, so you're not going to be able to hear me talk. So that's why I want to let you know what we're getting ready to go see.
Our air conditioners.
All right, this is what my stateroom looks like. Stateroom is what we call rooms on the ship. Obviously, I have a bed. I actually have one of the larger staterooms on the ship. The captain's is bigger than mine. The chief mate's is bigger than mine. The chief engineer's is bigger than mine. But it's a nice size. Most of the rooms on here are probably about the same size as a college or university dorm room. I have a desk. You see I have a TV. We do have TV on board. And this is what the bathroom looks like. Alright, this is the front of the house. At the very top of the house is when I was up on the bridge. That's where it was. So the captain and all the navigator, the chief mate, when we are operating with other ships, driving the ship, they sit up high so they have a better view of everything going on around them. But way up there, 7 levels in the air, is where the bridge is located. This is a view of the ship from outside the bridge up top. But this is what the captain, the mate on watch, which is what we call the third officers that stand watch and are in charge of driving the ship. This is the view that they get to see on a regular basis. Miss Sackett wanted me to give you a story. Probably my most interesting we call them sea stories. It was scary at the time it happened. Things went okay. We had people get hurt, but I was doing an unrep several years ago on another ship. It was definitely scary. A huge wave hit the ship. And you see this king post right here? The wave came halfway up the king post. We were down on that deck down there, and we were all underwater. We got lucky that nobody went overboard and was lost at sea, and only a few injuries that day. We did have one person that did break their leg, and then somebody else that had hit their head really hard. And I got hit by the water too. I had a few cuts and bruises. That's all I had. After things got settled down, we did fly those people with the most serious injuries off the ship via Coast Guard helicopter. But that's probably my most interesting sea story that I have to tell. I did get hit by a really big wave when I was down on deck.